You're listening to Liberty Lampoon, episode number 11, with me, Aaron.
Oh, are we recording something right now?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Just say me, Michael.
And me, Michael. I wasn't...
Hey, welcome to Liberty Lampoon, where we lambaste politicians, public figures, policies, and print, all from a libertarian perspective. Crazy shit to talk about this week. We're lampooning somebody that will probably mean we will get less downloads every week because our freaking audience is all libertarians, pretty much, and we're gonna lambaste Gary Johnson. So tune out now. Tune out now. No, don't tune out. Just hear us out, okay? We're not going to tell you not to vote for him, but we'll get into that later. But first, what we want to talk about is, the news. There's news out there, Michael. Introduce yourself, by the way. Who are you?
Hello.
What's your name?
I'm Michael. I'm an alcoholic.
And
a college student.
Right. Stop touching your mic.
Sorry. And I was in the Marines for a little while. Went and played American Freedom Fighter.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was a good time.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into this. First of all, the most important piece of news this week is definitely that Mike Pence's plane slid off a runway and nothing really happened. Nobody was hurt. No, it wasn't news, but it was all over the news. So just letting you guys know, Mike Pence is okay. He came out of it unscathed. No one was hurt. Nothing really happened.
Damn.
So, I mean, there is a theory out there that, Hillary herself climbed into the the underworkings of that airplane and cut some lines or something. I tend to believe that. Infowars.com. But anyways.
Well, she could do it in her lizard mode and go undetected. So
yeah, she's like she's like Randall from Monsters Inc. She can turn invisible and slither around. Yeah. Randall from Monsters Inc. So anyways, speaking of Hill Dog, by the way, there's been these emails, new emails have been discovered from the Wiener, the whole Wiener thing.
Anthony Weiner.
Yeah, Anthony Weiner, dude.
What a dick.
I keep seeing memes and it's like Wiener on suicide watch. because like people are just
suicided.
Right, people are just picturing freaking Hillary like bring me his head, And I think that that's pretty likely. But to put things in perspective, though, what happened was, in case you didn't know, the FBI, Comey, he sent a letter to the Congress or whatever, basically saying that we found these emails in Anthony Weiner's shit and it's pertinent to her case. He didn't say that they were reopening the case, although I would say if you find pertinent information that has relevance to a case that you just closed and you decide that you're going to look into it, that might mean, what would you call it?
I did read an article and the FBI stated that the case was never formally closed, so they're not formally reopening it because it's still technically open.
Oh, okay. It was just that they had
pretty much kind of started to wrap it up, but now they're going back at it.
Okay, that makes sense. Anyways, so to put it in perspective, though, there's a lot of people like spreading around these articles like, no, they didn't reopen the case. No, these are not emails that Hillary sent, blah, blah, blah. But to put it in perspective, the ball has already rolled on this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And her lead, they've done polling already since this happened. Her lead has decreased from 11 points to 1 point. She is leading Trump by 1 point. That's a decrease of 10 points in a week. Are you kidding me? So clearly it affected them. It affected her supporters. And there was a new poll today I can't remember what source it was, but it basically said that 34% of Democrat respondents who had responded that they would vote for her now will not vote for her. 34%.
Yeah,
that's a huge thing. That's huge.
I thought it was crazy when like this came out, but my first thought was like, what? Anthony Weiner and Hillary are exchanging crotch pictures? That's weird.
That's awesome, dude.
Just think about that. What if Hillary Cooter pictures leaked to the internet?
Oh God. Oh my God. I can't believe you even used that word, actually. I'm deeply affected.
Okay. Then let me rephrase it this way.
You need to stop this locker room talk right now, Michael.
What if Liberty Lampoon Nanny pics of Hillary were published on the internet, huh? But anyways, well, and then I thought it was also humorous that, the RNC and Trump, they've been trying to take Hillary down this whole time, and Anthony Weiner is going to be the bastard that ends up doing it.
He's so good at ruining political careers. He is so good at ruining political careers. God.
Oh, man, he's awesome.
What I don't understand is like, okay, so I've noticed that we all know that all politicians are pretty much the same. They're all scumbags. But how is it that it seems like Democrats get caught more often? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's always this weird, like, sexual deviancy and shit like that. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
Because the article that I was reading talking about the FBI and the emails and all that stuff was talking about how Anthony Weiner, I think he tried to run for mayor or something like that.
Right.
And and his whole sexting thing came back up, like he hadn't stopped doing it. And more people were like, oh yeah, he's still sexting me. And then that ended that campaign. So
well, but see, another thing too, he's a total jackass because he invited a documentary crew to follow him around after the first allegations, because it was like, oh, we've gotten through that, it's going to work out. And then more allegations came out and he allowed the documentary crew to stay with him. And actually in one of the scenes of that movie, the guy who's filming it is under his breath goes like, why are you letting me film this? Why? It doesn't make any sense, dude. You're ruining it. That freaking, it is so ironic that his name is Weiner. Anyways, doesn't matter. We were talking about Hillary.
What movie is that? I don't know.
Weiner.
Oh, I don't think I've seen it. Is it on Netflix?
I think it just came out. I saw it for purchase. Or download, but I'm sure that you can find a trailer or something, or maybe a pirate. Oh, pirate! Speaking of pirate, yeah. So, well, before I had decided to do this story, the idea was looking at all this shit. It's so unbelievable. 2016, the year that we get, in my dad's words, a kindergartner pretending to be a mainstream Republican versus a Democrat pretending to be a mainstream Republican. So the idea is, hey, what's going on in the world? What's something that could cheer me up? And sure enough, Iceland's pirate party. It's a political party of fucking pirates, and so they're a thing, and they were looking to overtake the presidency. I don't know, they're the prime ministership or whatever, and they're a group of pirates basically. They have political ideologies. I don't really want to get into their crazy,
What fun is that? Let's keep going.
Yeah. So, but they were gonna take it over. It looked like they were gonna win, and they didn't. They got third, but still, that is still crazy ridiculous. And so I'm thinking that we in America need a pirate party here. Would you agree with that, Michael? I think we need one.
We be looting booties.
Yeah, but I thought about it.
Are ye a member of the party?
I thought about it, and I decided that I wanted to have a pirate on the show. So calling in right now, Greg, is Seamus on the line?
Yeah, man, he's ready for you.
He's all keyed up. Okay, so Seamus is on the line. Seamus is a pirate. So let's see what Seamus has to say. Seamus, are you there, Seamus?
Arg! Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
Hey.
great.
Hey, Seamus, nice to have you on Liberty Lampoon.
So, are you a member of the pirate party in Iceland, or are you just a regular pirate, or what's going on with that?
Arg! Yeah, I'm a member of the party, and in Iceland we're all members because we're all pirates. Arg!
Cool. Do you have like a pirate code that you all abide by?
Arg! Yeah. Have you ever heard of the hanky code for the queers? You ever heard of that?
No, but okay.
Yeah, you wear like a bandana in your back pocket and it means one thing, but people don't know that it means that one thing. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I do. But
It's like if you're wearing brown, you want to get it in the butt, like that type of thing. You know what I mean?
pirates are into this?
Arg! Yeah. Lootin' booty. What did you think I meant? Arg!
This is very inappropriate, Seamus. I feel like we're not really going anywhere understanding what it is your political ideologies are. So could you get into a little bit about what the pirate party's into?
Arg! Yeah. Basically, just the hanky code and blowing each other below deck. That's our big thing. That's what we're into.
Because you spend long times at sea.
Arg! All sailors are all sailors. We all blow each other below deck. That's our favorite thing to do.
Huh.
Seamus, so it's like a gay movement? Is that what you're saying?
Arg! We're not gay. No, none of us are gay. We just like to bone around a little bit. You know what I mean?
No, Seamus. No, that's called it. You're gay. It's okay. Just be gay. What do you think, Michael? Am I wrong here? Is he gay? Would you say that that's gay?
Hey, well, I'm not gonna put him in a box. All right, he can be whatever he wants.
No, put me in a box. Put me in a box. I'd prefer to be in a box, matey.
Seamus, let me ask you this, man. How does being a pirate affect your view on like government stuff, like like taxation and the armed forces?
Arg! I love me some taxation, lootin' booty. That's all it is, Michael. It's just lootin' booty. You gotta loot some booty.
So are you saying then by looting booty, because looting booty really, I mean, you're really just stealing, and that's technically theft.
No. Property doesn't exist. There ain't no such thing as property, Michael. All it is booty to be taken. If we take it, it's because we need it more than you do. Arg. Arg. Arg.
Huh.
Seamus, this is it's just a real waste of time. I think
Yeah,
we're going to go ahead and let you go.
uneventful.
I don't feel like we learned anything. It's been great talking to you, but if you could maybe try to get your ideas together, that would be great. So
Yeah, and hey, Seamus, if you ever just need to talk to anyone, you can always call us up here at Liberty Lampoon. We're
So
here
you're
for you.
offering me some blowjobs? That's what you're asking?
Well, no.
Blowjobs for everybody.
No, we were
Arg.
just. Damn it, Seamus! Would you just listen for a second? I'm just saying, if you end up sitting at the bow of the ship, looking at the stars, thinking deep about your life, and you realize that you need to just,
let's say you realize that you don't, you no longer want to be a violent thug. You can do that. You can talk to us. We'll help you out, or just listen to our show every week. And we'll probably make fun of you and stuff for having your stupid ass opinions. But at least we're trying to be peaceful. So
if you want
for the call, Seamus. But
Yeah, if at any point you want to come out of the captain's quarters, hit us up, bro. We'll help you through that.
We'll help you into Liberty. So
Yeah.
Oh my God, we should not have taken that call from that
Wow.
that sniveling dickhead. Jesus, he's just a gay dude, right? Pirates are just gay dudes in costumes. Is that right? Would you say that?
I mean, well, yeah, look at Johnny Depp.
Is he gay?
He's not?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Oh, I thought he was. That's weird.
I guess we'll find out.
Interesting.
And now, a Liberty Lampoon special report. I'm sitting down here with Karl Rove. We have a few questions for him, as it seems that Donald Trump's campaign is imploding. Karl Rove, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Aaron, and I do not like the fact that you are mischaracterizing Donald Trump's predicament. I, for one, am okay with whoever wins as long as we get more bombs going to the Middle East. We need to keep America safe by blowing up people's neighborhoods in the Middle East. Thank you, Aaron.
Okay, that is very horrific. Karl, can you tell me a little bit about why you have this ideological pull that makes you believe that blowing up people's neighborhoods is the most important part of this election?
Yes, Aaron, I will tell you that I think that excuse me. I'm not okay with just letting the Middle East turn to blazes. Obama left it alone pretty much by blowing up neighborhoods. He didn't blow up enough neighborhoods. I think that we need to make sure that we blow up more neighborhoods. Thank you, Aaron.
Okay. Karl, this is very disturbing. I just wish that I could get a more straight answer out of you on this one. So basically, you're just saying that all that he needs to do is promise to blow up more neighborhoods? Do you really think that the American people are on board with that?
Yes, Aaron. I'm pretty sure that most people are on board with that. And if you can see, I brought my chalkboard today. Here you go. This is Glenn Beck, and this is me, and this is all the stuff in between. That's pretty much where everybody, as you can tell, you fit in there. That's where people fit in the middle. Those people are wrong. Glenn Beck is wrong. I'm right. You vote for Hillary or you vote for Trump doesn't make any difference as long as we get more bombs falling in other countries.
Karl, this is just really awful. I can't believe that this is your sticking point, just blowing up other countries. Are you okay, Karl? You're making a face.
Yeah. I'm just having a little bit of...
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
I'm sorry about that. I had some Korean food on the way over.
This has been a special Liberty Lampoon report. Can we get a mop in here?
Hold on, I didn't even read the next point. Well, what's the next point?
We're recording, Michael. Polls be right. So let's talk about this. You and I, we had a conversation like a week ago about who's going to win this thing. Let's put our let's just put it out there, like what we think is going to happen. Now, with this recent shit happening, I still think it's foolish to just automatically assume that people are going to develop a conscience overnight, And so like as far as polling and stuff, I mean, I think we kind of talked about this a little bit. Like I don't see the incentive in the polls being incorrect. You know what I mean? I don't see the incentive in one of these organizations cooking the polls. And generally, as far as the presidential elections have gone, they've been pretty close to right. I think that like when you get into like Congress and stuff like that, those are the ones that generally come out like not right, you know. But so I don't know what do you think? I mean, do you think that there's some poll cooking going on? Like I know that they talked about it a little bit in some of those Podesta emails.
Yeah.
But like what incentive is there to provide false data? Because I mean, you seem to think that it could have suppression capabilities, but I think the opposite of that. I think that if you show Hillary leading big time, you actually motivate the base of the GOP to get out and choose Trump had they not wanted to in the first place, you know?
Yeah. Well, also, you got to think about the independents who, like, maybe they were thinking about voting for Trump, or maybe they were thinking about voting for Hillary, but then when they see, like, polls that, like, oh, Hillary's in the lead by a large margin, then they're like, oh, okay, well, you know, I wasn't sure if I wanted to vote anyway, so I'm just not going to. And so those type of people who may cast their vote for Trump or some other third party or something like that just end up not going to vote either.
Well, that's good. You know, you should probably just stay home. I mean, really, you're just kind of wasting your time.
Yep. Vacate the vote, folks.
Vacate the vote. Yeah. Well, we're about to, I mean, basically tell people kind of like they don't have to do that, though. I mean, if you want to vote, go ahead. We're not going to stop you. But I mean,
it's your death. It's
it's you. Yeah, it's your death. It's certainly. I wouldn't say that voting is a form of aggression. I've kind of like walked back my opinion on that, but I definitely think that it's really pointless. So, but anyways, so let's get into this. Who do you think will win and why, Michael?
Who do I think will win? That's a good question. Honestly, I really think that Trump's probably going to win. I think. Don't quote me on it, but that's just, I've been watching the news and stuff, and then all this shit with the emails coming out and everything. It just doesn't like the media and they're so in the bag for Hillary, and I think that's pissing a ton of people off. And so I really think that people are just going to turn out in force and vote as hard as they possibly can for Trump.
But he's not really the lesser of evils. You know what I mean?
No
that's
way.
The funny thing, like, to me is like, you know, they're...
Well, maybe he is because he hasn't killed people. Well, maybe he is the lesser
theoretically. Yeah, theoretically. Technically, but there's not just two choices either. But
that's true.
You know, like I think that if you're going to vote, you pick the least evil, and really the least evil is Gary Johnson, in my opinion. I mean, and when I say that, I mean that he is not going to cause as much damage as any other person would, right? He doesn't want to be at war. He has some monetary policies that seem kind of sound. You know, I'm not shilling for him. I'm just saying that, like, as far as this goes, what we want and what we're talking about are two different things. That's all I'm trying to say. It's like so I think, in my opinion, I think that I've come down several times to, I think you can't say that anybody but Hillary would win. But at the same time, if anybody could beat Hillary, it's Donald Trump. Like, well, no, it's anybody actually. But this, you know, it's kind of like the whole thing where, you know, they're perfect for each other in the aspect of they're both terrible, terrible, terrible candidates. And so, I mean, like, this is the only, like, if it was anybody else running against Donald Trump, that person would win. If it was anybody else running against Hillary Clinton, that person would win, right?
Yep.
So it's like when you step back and you look at it from that perspective, it's kind of
you
a coin
can literally
toss.
see hell starting to freeze over.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just pretty much a normal day in hell, Michael, because
that's true.
Whichever candidate wins, hell will be satisfied. You know what I mean?
What if in like a week, like just before election day, like a sex tape of Trump and Hillary leaks?
The whole nation would spontaneously either combust or just they would all shit their pants and then puke and then die. Probably.
Like they recorded it like 10 years ago and it unknowingly went to the cloud and now it's just like resurfacing.
And Bill's just over in the corner jerking it.
He's like,
oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And Trump's like, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I just walk up. I'm
Get
going
her,
to grab
Trump.
her by the...
Get her. Get her. Take what's yours. Take what's yours, Trump. That's right. We just called Bill Clinton an actual cuck. I mean, we just called him an actual cuck. And I think we're getting a little into too much powerful imagery, but you guys should know that listener advisory. Stop.
Make America great again.
I've always really liked that pantsuit, Hillary. I'm just wondering if you would like for me to show you some of my trademark moves. I got this nice Trump steak down here in my pants, and it's just good to go.
And then all of a sudden Bernie Sanders walks in. Trump, give her the 1%. Give her the 1%. What? Where the fuck did Bernie Sanders come from?
And Trump's like, oh, you like to get kinky, Hillary? I got these Chinese-made ties. We can tie you to the bedpost with these Chinese-made ties. They're very powerful, very strong, but also soft because the Chinese, they know they're winning. They're beating us on every side, just like I'm going to be beating your ass.
Well, that took a turn for the worse.
Pornographic radio. This is a myth, though, guys. You can't be mad about a myth.
No.
We're talking about a myth,
Yeah.
something that has not happened. You know what I mean? If you're upset because we're joking about a four-way involving Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, and Bill Clinton, then you have a problem. I mean, you got to admit, they got to be into kinky stuff because they're all freaking, violent.
Money-grabbing whores?
Violent money-grubbing whores who just love to...
The war machine?
They're rapey. They're very rapey. It's just very disturbing. These people are just awful. So anyways, back to the polls, which is what we were actually talking about before we segued into pornography.
I think the polls are being cut because, look, if you looked at all the polls, especially in the Republican primaries, all the polls were so wrong, and Trump cleaned everyone's clock. He wiped the floor with them, and I don't know, man. It's just I think the polls are wrong. And
you think the polls would be wrong? I don't know
I think
that.
I think the polls would be wrong, bro. And I think what you said just a minute ago about how you think that they could be cooked at the local level, I think that's actually the easier place to have them be accurate. Yeah, people could probably cook them easier as well, but because you're dealing on such a small area.
Well, but we don't this is the other thing too that you need to understand. We don't have national elections per se. In order for you to get a good idea of who's going to win, you can't just do a popular vote poll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to go state by state because it doesn't make any sense. Even in Oklahoma, let's say you polled all of Oklahoma. If everybody chose Trump, which is what they're going to do, but if everybody chose Trump, technically that would still be an inaccurate poll because the city of Oklahoma City and Tulsa. The votes in those towns they're more important. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds crappy, but that's the way that this whole thing works. You know what I mean?
It's the truth.
It's the way that this works. The people in the big cities are the ones deciding elections for you. It's there's that map that went around pointing out the counties that decide elections, and it's literally a handful of counties across the nation. And basically, really, the only polling that really in my opinion, kind of matters is the swing states, right? I mean, you go into a swing state and they have polls, and whatever those polls are saying, that's probably the person who's going to win.
And I think, and people, they like hate the Electoral College, but if you actually sit down and think about it, it does kind of make it. Oh man, I don't know if I want to say this. It makes it more fair, I think, across the board for each state. Because if we did just a popular vote, then candidates only would have to campaign in a few cities and they'd win.
Right. Right. But this comes down to the whole flaw with democracy anyways. You know what I mean? And some people in other shows have talked about this week, so I don't really want to steal what they were talking about.
Yeah. Mob rule.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, it's a dictatorship of the majority. So,
a what?
A dictatorship of the majority.
That sounds like Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I believe in democratic socialism, which is just 73% deciding to execute the other percent, the minority. So. Sorry, all you Bernie supporters. Didn't mean to throw that jab in there. I was just kidding. It's just a joke. I know that you're going to say something like law and order and human rights and stuff, so that's cool. I know that you believe in all that stuff. That's really cool. But and now a message from anarchist Elmo.
La 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 anarchy. Hey everybody, boy am I f***ing pissed. WikiLeaks releases emails showing that the political party supposedly dedicated to democracy has rigged nearly every facet of our system. Instead of Democrats deciding to leave that stupid system, they believe the bullshit that we have to stop Trump. Newsflash, you f***ing sheep. Maybe it's time to stop the corruption. Want to know how to do that? Stop participating. You aren't going to fix anything by electing Hillary or sending money to these hacks. You've been duped. Just because you get to choose a new master every 4 years, which you don't, doesn't make you any less a slave. F*** the system. Voluntary interaction is the way to go. If you think Hillary and Trump are any different, you might be literally retarded. Have a good day. Anarchist Elmo is brought to you by the letter B for Bipcat. No gov license. Worms!
All right, guys, before we begin, I just want to say, look, if you're going to vote, we do recommend people to vote for Gary Johnson if they're voting. We're not really encouraging people to vote, but we know that there's voters out there, and we know that there's there is an actual alternative reason to voting for Gary Johnson, even if you don't actually believe in him. You know what I mean? So, but this brings me to the next point, our grand phallus of the week. Gary Johnson. And we said that we were going to do this, and we're doing it. And I mean, it's so close to the election, and we got to do it. Okay, like if we're lampooning everybody, we got to lampoon people on that come from our technical ideology as well.
From all sides,
right? So this week we're lampooning Gary Johnson. Now, I know many of you libertarians are going to be upset with us, but to be fair, we waited until after the debates were over. I mean, he said that the only way he could make a difference was by getting into those debates. He didn't do that.
And he
set
failed.
himself up. He set himself up for failure. He said, if I don't get into the debates, it's over. He said that himself. So he didn't, and, that's his words, not mine. So. Also, to be fair, we think that he's a great guy. Like, he seems like a really cool dude. Like somebody I would definitely,
want to work for him.
What? No.
In his factory.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it. I get it now. Yeah.
It's edibles, Aaron.
It's
edible factory.
Yeah. Lots of weed in there. How many pots you smoking? Anyways, he's probably the best choice out there right now. I mean, so if you want to go vote, go for it. We aren't going to crucify you for doing that, but if you don't want to bake a Nazi cake, you better bake that fucking cake. You know what I mean? His words, not mine. His words, not mine. So I'm just regurgitating words that he said. Let's face it, this election season was bad, Michael, right? I mean, it was. This was a bad election season.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, like every party just picked like the worst fucking candidate.
Like I was gonna say they got together and like, how can we bore the American people? But it's not boring. It's horrific. You know what I mean?
That's
Satan, what's gnashing of teeth like? Because we want to have an election like that. Can we get that? Just if we sell you our soul, can we get gnashing of teeth this election?
What people could we put up that no matter who gets elected, hell and brimstone?
Right. What? Each of these people has like a 64% disapproval rating or something like that. You know what I mean? Like they get
negative
into office,
64.
Like even
negative 64%.
That's another thing. I wanted to. I mean, we're talking about Gary Johnson, but I wanted to mention this. Whoever gets in there, people are immediately going to hate them. Like, there's not going to be any grace period. It's going to go immediately from like, well, we had to choose this person to stop this person, but now fuck this person. You know. Anyways, but these two choices, Hillary and Trump, they're absolute shit. What better time for the Libertarian Party to come in with their voice of principle and stir the waters of freedom? The only problem is they elected a sort of libertarian for president and a straight up liberal neocon for vice president.
Bill Weld.
And then, I'm Bill Weld. I want to provide TV, cake, hot cocoa. There you go. Man, and what the fuck do you mean you're running as a team? Co-presidents?
Yeah, and
just come out of the closet and suck each other's dicks already. Good God.
I mean, in the Libertarian Party, I guess Gary Johnson has been nominated before, but I mean, they have so many like awesome, really intelligent, like really articulate people that if any of them had been nominated, they could have, they could have just.
It spread the ideas. That's the point. It wasn't even to win necessarily. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't go in thinking, okay, I want to win some states. Whatever. You can do that. It's a political party. That's part of the whole thing. But really the idea of the Libertarian Party is to spread the ideas of liberty. Get people to reject the state, you know?
Yeah.
And like Gary Johnson hasn't done that. Not be wishy-washy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But...
Where's the Lapo?
William Weld, though, man, he's been lampooned twice on this show, and he's literally the anti-definition of a libertarian. And the libertarians chose him after Gary got up and was like, "Please give me Bill Weld, please. I will fight for you. Just please give me Bill Weld, dude. Just freaking
suck his dick
married
already
and
get over it.
God damn it.
Or they'd be joining the pirate party.
What is going on? Yeah, they should. They should. Jesus. But to put it in perspective, it's like if I had a Great Dane and I wrote Chihuahua on its forehead with a soldering iron. Not only does that not make my Great Dane a Chihuahua, it also makes me an insane, abusive, rambling sociopath when I forcefully run around telling people my Great Dane is the best Chihuahua who once did some Chihuahua shit and barked like one once. You know what I mean? Like, that's what this is with Bill Weld. You know, nobody believes that he's a libertarian, not even people who hate libertarians. You know what I mean? Like, nobody believes it.
I just want to point out of that whole little thing you just did, some animal activist is only going to hear that you wrote Chihuahua with a soldering iron
on a Great Dane's
forehead.
Yeah. Yeah, the same person who slapped a PETA sticker on my truck that said it was a little baby chick and it says, it says I'm a chicken, not a nugget, or something like that. Like, don't eat meat anymore. Chicken nuggets are delicious, you PETA fuck. I'm going to keep eating them. They're not very good, actually. But I did go buy chicken nuggets just to spite whoever did that. But I can't get the sticker off my truck, for God's sakes. It's just ridiculous. That's vandalism. Somebody vandalized my property to get me to stop eating chicken nuggets because there's little baby chickens in there who don't have souls. So, whatever. Even if they did, I would devour the soul as well. If you can get me deep fried chicken souls, I'll eat those as well. I don't give a fuck. So, sorry. That has nothing to do with Gary Johnson. Gary Johnson has climbed Mount Everest a few times. Knowing that, it is safe to assume that no libertarians have ever climbed Mount Everest. So, if that tells you my opinion about Gary Johnson. Anyways. But Gary
just got that. That's good.
Yeah. Gary kept squandering
because he's not a
chance.
libertarian. You're saying he's not a libertarian. That's so funny.
Well, this is the thing though. I kind of think he probably is. I just think that he's got bigger interests that are like on him, telling him like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. Although he did kill a guy. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah,
Did
when
Caitlyn
he was
Jenner him?
no, when he was governor of New Mexico, he signed. You know how like if somebody's on death row, the governor has to sign for him to be executed or whatever, and Gary signed. So just saying, he basically killed a guy. So that's definitely a violation of the non-aggression principle.
Brick killed a guy
with a harpoon. Now that would be awesome. I think I might actually vote for him if he killed him with a harpoon. If he did it with his bare hands just to watch the light leave his dying eyes. Halloween is over. Sorry, guys.
That's really
Anyways,
dark. That is really dark.
I mean, it's the day after Halloween. So.
Is it? I don't know.
It is when this comes out.
Yeah.
Gary kept squandering
November
his
1st. chances
with this election by doing weird shit, right? Did you see that thing where he stuck his tongue out at that supporter?
Yeah.
What was that? What was that? What? I don't even know what that was.
Yeah. I was listening to the Jason Stapleton show. Really good podcast. Check it out.
Recommended.
Yep, recommended. I was listening to it a couple weeks ago, and they were talking about Gary Johnson and just how unprofessional he is.
Yeah, they're like, put on a goddamn suit, Gary.
yeah. And like, I mean, you don't have to be like a tight up like.
A tightwad. You're looking for tightwad is the term you're looking for.
Yeah, you don't have to be a tightwad, but just put on a suit so you look semi-professional.
Right?
And stop wearing jeans everywhere. My God.
It's pretty sad that like people I know personally who hate Austin Peterson are like, God, I wish we would have selected Austin Peterson.
Yeah,
you know?
we talked about that a couple episodes where we mentioned it. But yeah, I mean, even Austin Peterson would have I think done great credit to the Libertarian Party.
Like, granted, he's an incrementalist, you know, but that still would have probably resonated with people a little bit more than Gary just saying like, well, I'm kind of just on the fence about everything.
The Bushes probably would have liked Austin Peterson.
Yeah. Well, you got to blow up Aleppo, but anyways. But that's another thing, by the way, weakening the language of anti-war to come off as kind and light. You know what I mean? Like that. He won't say like these are unintended consequences. You know?
Yeah. Well,
that bullshit.
And in an election like this year, if we're neither party is anti-war, if you came out and be like, look, we're anti-war, period. I think all all those people who are like, oh my God, Hillary's going to be our nominee. All right, I guess I got to go suck her dick. And the same thing with the Republicans. They'd be like, yeah, no more war, more war. And you just bring.
He just bumbles through these foreign policy discussions, though. You know what I mean? He should have been screaming about the non-aggression principle. He should have been screaming about bombs killing innocent people, and he should have been screaming about ending the drug war completely instead of just like, oh, I won't say that we should legalize heroin, but pot is okay. You know?
Yeah.
Like, for real. And first of all, you know, I've been saying this a lot, but Gary Johnson is about as charismatic as the teacher on Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's true. It is true. He's not very charismatic. You know, I've been hearing people say that he seems fried. Like, he legitimately seems like a burnout, you know?
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, he's still the best choice. Like, even after us saying all this stuff, he is still the best choice. That's sad. Like, it's just like, hey, America, you fucked up, you know, at least 3 times this year. Probably 4 if you include Jill Stein.
And like, by no means am I an expert in like the non-aggression principle and like other libertarian ideas. Okay,
but you could get up and still make a better argument than he could for it.
Well, and my thought is that his lack of doing that, given the national attention that he has received, is either he actually is afraid to like spout libertarian ideas to the general public and see if they take, or B, he doesn't actually understand them. A lot like Bill Weld. So
yeah. But okay, so I want to be fair with Gary, though. He did have a couple of great moments, right? But it should have been a whole host of them. But yeah, he did have a couple of great moments. I'll give him that. And I really consider him not making it onto the debate stage to be one of those great moments. Because what an embarrassment he would have been had he gotten on that debate stage. I mean, the only thing that it would have served for would be a punching bag for both Hill Dog and Trump. Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
And whichever one who had dealt in the most blows on Gary Johnson would have come out the winner.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, they would have both said, "You're freaking crazy. We have to keep everything status quo." And then people would have cheered for him and said, "Sign Patriot Act Part 3 and take all my freedoms and don't let me do whatever I want with my own property.
Conscript my firstborn."
Right. But Gary Johnson, dude, we're like I said, nobody here is telling you not to vote for Gary Johnson if you're going to vote. Okay, we're not going to say that because there are other benefits in case, like if you are a Libertarian Party person, there is a benefit, especially like in Oklahoma where we live, to voting for Gary Johnson. Excuse me, because if he gets 2% of the voting population here, then the Libertarian Party stays on the ballot. And there's really nothing wrong with that. So if that's the reason you're voting for him, that's cool. I understand that. I understand that there's reasons to vote for Gary Johnson. And I understand that if you're into picking the lesser of two evils, he certainly is the lesser of two evils. Well, 3, I guess. He certainly is the least bad. He will do the least amount of damage, but probably the most amount of damage to the Libertarian Party. Would you say that? Well, technically, Bill Weld would be doing the most amount of damage to the Libertarian Party, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Bill Weld is a real huge piece of shit. That's one place that I refuse to cow down on. Okay, Bill Weld, go fuck yourself. I want to get Bill Weld and Mike Denton, the corrupt cop in Owasso, Oklahoma. I want to get those two together in a death match and just see who wins. But I have a feeling that Bill Weld is a biter. I really do. I think he's
I don't know. I think Mike Denton would just butt stroke the shit out of Bill Weld and it'd be over pretty quick.
Yeah, probably.
Because Bill Weld, he is pretty old.
Cool. He is really old.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if he just died.
I don't know.
That was a little rough.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, we've done worse, right?
Guys, this episode of Liberty Lampoon is brought to you by libertymaniacs.com. So we have an affiliate link. You can go to libertylampoon.com/shop, and the middle link down that's Liberty Maniacs. And they sell shirts, they sell clothing, they sell coffee mugs, they sell a lot of stuff, a lot of cool merch, especially stuff that libertarians would love. I mean, I have a shirt that says taxation is theft. That's like one of my favorite shirts. I got another shirt that says Bernie is my comrade, and it's got his face next to, a whole bunch of communist dictators. I got a V is for voluntary shirt. That one has Lysander Spooner holding up the peace sign. They have so much cool stuff there at Liberty Maniacs. Go check it out. And you can find it by going to libertylampoon.com/shop. Do that. Help out the show. We get a little bit of a cut if you go and you purchase stuff there. So go do it. Help out the show. We would really appreciate it. And they have such cool stuff. I mean, you have nothing to lose. Just go. You don't pay anything extra if you click our link. Literally, you can go get a shirt that is so cool that will stir up a conversation. Taxation is theft. You're wearing that out in public? You kidding me? People are definitely going to talk to you. Make sure you're packing heat, though. I'm just kidding. But do. I mean, I guess do it. That's libertylampoon.com/shop. Go to libertylampoon.com/shop. It's the middle link. Go click it and help out our show. Okay, so I'm face beefing on a podcast, sort of. So I don't know if you guys saw this. Eamon Bundy, from the Bundy gang, if you want to call it that. They got
the bad
acquitted.
guy in Bonanza?
Probably. I don't know. I didn't watch Bonanza because I'm not a redneck hillbilly piece of shit. Wait. We just alienated like 95% of all of our listeners. Crap. What am I saying? They don't have iPhones. They can't listen to this.
Don't tread on me.
You can't get our podcast on a Nokia. Jeez. Anyways, so those are the dudes who took over that picnic area in Oregon or whatever, because my government, taking my lands and my freedoms. So let's just wave the flag that they use to, oppress us with. And let's wave that flag along with Don't Tread on Me and say Molin Labe so that we can retake the government and institute our own theocracy. Anyways, that's what, whatever. Maybe they had bad intentions, but they didn't really do anything violent. You know what I mean? Nobody was hurt. They did carry weapons. That doesn't mean anything necessarily. I mean, the way that
someone was hurt, but not by the...
Oh, the FBI killed
occupiers.
The guy.
Yeah.
The FBI shot someone. But so they all got arrested, clearly. I mean, that's what happens. It's a miracle that they didn't just firebomb the entire picnic area, and just massacre them. But they, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, that is public property. It's not really owned by anyone. And yet it's also owned by everyone. And so it's kind of like, well, since it doesn't have really a rightful owner, it doesn't make any sense to me that it could be seen as them taking over property that is also theirs as well as everyone else's, right? But we're not getting into that really. What I'm talking about is the fact that they got acquitted of all charges. Now, the place where they were tried in, you got to remember that there's a bunch of ranchers there who identify with the things that the Bundys are saying and this group was saying, right?
Okay.
So the way that it works is, you got people on a jury who, even though they were probably totally guilty of the crimes that they committed, or they're accused of, whether or not you believe them to be crimes is another thing. The jury just basically said, okay, no, I'm not going to put these people in prison for doing something that I somewhat agree with, right? I understand what they were doing. So they didn't go to jail. Now, there's this outrage out there where people are like, this is white privilege. This is white privilege. What about my North Dakota pipeline? Now, we've talked about that before. We think that what's happening to those people is really shady and it's really jacked up that they're being beaten. But does that mean because that's happening and it, let's say it's white privilege, okay? If you want to say that it's white privilege that this group is getting beat to death and the other isn't, would you say that what's the solution then? Are you saying that, okay, well, you need to beat these people up just as much? Is that what you're saying? You know what I mean?
Maybe just stop beating people.
Just stop beating people. Stop putting people in prison. Stop sending the military out there with freaking rifles to point them at protesters. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. So, like, I'm so tired of hearing this whole, like, oh, it's white privilege. That's ignoring the problem. The problem is that the government came in and is using weapons and the force of the state to shut you down because they don't like what you're saying. You know what I mean? That's the problem. And so
if you want to see some privilege shit, go look at like the Occupy Wall Street and all that whole mess.
Yep.
Look at how long the government let those people like congregate and gather without beating the fuck out of them. And,
right.
Yeah, granted, some college students got pepper sprayed. All right, well, whatever. But like those people were allowed to do that for a long ass period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now, I mean, a month into the pipeline thing.
Yeah. Well, I posted.
And they're calling in the military.
I posted this long thing, like, because, you know, I saw somebody on social media post a story talking about how this is white privilege and it's disgusting, and some of the tweets that were in this story were saying that these people need to be in jail, you know, the Bundys, and I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. How are you simultaneously arguing for, you know, that these people be thrown in jail, but these people not be thrown in jail, and then you're claiming that there's a disparity, and your answer isn't to not put those other people in jail? You know what I mean? Not have those people beat by the police?
Yeah.
So, like, I basically said something along the lines of, like, there is a common denominator here that people feel like they're being intruded on. Whether or not you agree with the Bundys or not, to say that their opinion doesn't matter at all and that they somehow are inferior is ridiculous. I mean, I do think that they are inferior. I mean, I thought that their protest was a little dumb and misguided, and, you know, they're still worshiping the state. But it's like, to me, I was just making the point that, you know, that we should be saying stop putting people in jail. And I get this fucking dick. This fucking dick comes on there. He's like, tell that to 1 million+ dead Indians who got their land taken from them and were slaughtered. It's like, well, I can't tell them that because they're slaughtered, and I'm pretty sure that the government did that, and you're actually agreeing with what I'm saying. I'm saying that shouldn't happen to anyone. The government should not have the right. I mean, I don't trust them to throw people in cages because they tend to throw people in cages who are peaceful and just disagree with the government. You know what I mean? Or who, you know, or Native Americans. So I was like, yeah, I would tell them that. And then his response to that is, you're the same old idiot that you've always been. I can see that you're still a sheep. You talk too much. You should economize your words better. And shit like that. I'm like, okay, well, clearly you don't want to have an actual discussion, you know? Like, you're just attacking me personally instead of actually attacking what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And it's like an appeal to the past, and, you know, there's all these logical fallacies there, and it just really pissed me off. And I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm blocked. You're blocked. You're a real piece of shit. So,
by blocking him, does that make you the aggressor?
Why would that be? He attacked me verbally. He attacked my character and my personhood personally. And so I blocked him.
Yeah, but those are just words. Those are just words. But you, by blocking him, actually
it's just
is
a link.
action.
It's just a link. It's just a link. I just click there's a link. It's like a little link, and you just click it. So it's just a link. So technically, I'm not doing anything, right?
Well, if you
and I don't actually. All I did was click a link. I don't even know. It said BLOCK. I don't know what that link means, but all I did was I just clicked on it, and then I don't see him anymore. So, I mean, I didn't physical removal's fine because technically my page is my property, and you need to take control of your privacy, right?
So
is that
if
right?
he was, okay, never mind. I'm not gonna win this one.
No, you're not gonna win this one.
Oh shit.
You've been blocked before, haven't you, Michael?
No. Well, I've been cock blocked, but that's about.
Like every day by yourself? Is that what you're talking about?
I am my own worst enemy.
You just need to start wearing makeup in the morning, Michael. Maybe that'll help you out a little bit. You won't be cock blocked every day if you start dressing like a normal human being. Anyways, supposedly, hey, Greg, can you put a word into Avon, because I think that we should start doing commercials for makeup, so that maybe Michael can get some free makeup.
Okay, I'll see if they're interested.
Yeah. It probably will be.
Fuck you, Greg. Fuck you, bro.
Yeah, fuck you, Greg. Nobody likes you. Okay, supposedly the attorney of the Bundys, though, getting back to the topic.
Yeah.
What happened was the judge basically ordered them into the custody of the U.S. Marshals, who were there to grab them for what happened in Nevada, I guess. And supposedly the attorney demanded that the defendants be released, but U.S. Marshals sweeped in and arrested them, and then beat up and tased their attorney, and then threw him in jail for 2 hours. And so to that I say,
obstruction.
To that I say, since it's we record this on a Sunday, everybody please stand and reach out to your Lord and Savior, the American justice system, and let's just have a moment of silence and a moment of prayer and calm reflection on how great the U.S. justice system is, and how there are still statists out there who are crying for these people to be disemboweled. So who's the violent piece of shit now? How progressive are you piece of shit? God damn. Sorry, I'm not okay with that. Let's not throw people in prisons. Let's not tase people in the butthole repeatedly.
I gotta say, Aaron, you look pretty good on that soapbox. I mean...
Yeah, thank you. I like being up here, and, I now know what it's like to feel like Donald Trump, and I understand why he started doing the Hitler arm salute. It all makes sense to me now. It makes you just look a little bit taller, and I will be passing out armbands that say LL now. What if that's our first merch? Armbands that say LL? We should do that.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. Copyrighted.
Or we could,
patented. Whatever.
We could do
intellectual property.
Liberty Lampoon condoms that say "Don't tug on me." Quit tugging me. Hey guys, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be back again next week. Hey, please, if you want to help out the show, please,
give us a like.
And share this. Yeah.
Give us a share.
Right. Retweet us at Liberty Lampoon.
Follow us on Twitter
at
Liberty Lampoon.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
At Coogie Bear.
At Shotguns.
Yeah. ZZZ.
And go check out our website, libertylampoon.com. We'd really appreciate that.
Yeah. It's a pretty bomb website, if I may say so myself.
Anyways, thank you guys so much. We'll see you again next week. I think we have a special guest coming on, so join us next week.
You have to wait and see, though. Thanks for tuning in to Liberty Lampoon. This is Michael.
And this is Aaron.
And remember, be free and go vote.
Or don't vote. We don't give a shit.
Maybe don't.